I'd like to start this video with a formal apology. It is a sound apology because my neighbor is getting their entire yard, all of the trees are being taken out from the root and they are chainsawing and it's a madhouse. So I'm really sorry if you hear that. You probably will, which means I'm gonna try and talk extra loud to cover it up. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi and I am so happy to have you here. I feel like you're kind of zoomed in. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I have so much stuff to go over with you guys today. I am very excited. We are doing a full face of new makeup. I have finally had a little bit of downtime in my job at Buble. If you want to know more about what's going on in my life, check out the last video. I'll give you this quick update. I finally pooped after 78 days of diarrhea. I had a normal poop. Thank you so much for asking. You guys were so sweet in asking about my stomach and it happened. I'm finally on the mend, which has made me feel better and it's made me feel more emotionally ready to talk to you guys on camera as well. And it's given me more time now that my body's a little bit more regulated. Work is starting to slow down, although it is picking up in other ways, which we'll talk about. And there's been so many new launches recently that I feel actually excited about that I want to talk about with you. So today we are going to do a full face of new makeup. And when I say new, I mean all the way from lip primer all the way to eyeshadows. We have something new in every single category. Honestly, there's multiple new things in every single category, but we're just going to focus on the ones that are the most exciting to me. So if you are interested in kind of knowing what's new and what's next and what I've actually had the time to try out and what I think you should pick up, keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe and let's get into it. This video is kindly partially sponsored by Beekman 1802 and we are talking about a brand new launch from them, the Mega Milk Lip Oil. It makes me so happy to know that Beekman is continuing to build into color cosmetics. You guys know that I love their broad spectrum tinted primer serum, the Milk Tint. This is an SPF 43 skin tint. I'm obsessed with everything that they do and this lip oil is no exception. So this is a brand new sheer ultra hydrating lip oil. It is one of the best lip oils I've tried and it is different from others on the market for a few different reasons. One, it is non-greasy or sticky and I truly mean that. Nothing is connected. You know what I mean? When you get a sticky lip gloss and you get the spider webs, that's not gonna happen here. Like a lot of Beekman 1802 products, this has 3 sources of omega fatty acids to help smooth and plump the lips. It deeply hydrates and actually can repair the lip skin in just one swipe. So it's not just pretty, it's actually gonna help you out. It also has a universal shade because it has a transparent base. It's not gonna show up like crazy on anyone's lips. All skin tones can use this product and it looks so gorgeous over lip liners, lipsticks, lip stains, the whole gamut. And we'll use this again at the end of the video over a lip liner, a lipstick, and then we'll add this. It of course includes goat milk like all of Beekman 1802's products and it is safe for sensitive skin. This is available now at Ulta or on Beekman 1802's website. I do have a code that I will list down below with the link if you want to try this out, and thank you so much to Beekman 1802 for this sponsorship. As we let the lips get a little bit soft throughout the routine, let's go ahead and go in with our brows. I only have one new brow product to talk about and it is the Glossier Boy Brow Arch. I'm gonna just go in with my Rare Beauty same old and just get my brows in tip-top shape before we start with our next new product. So I will be right back. As Manny MUA would say, we're back and the brows are filled. They're actually not filled, they're just brows, but I'm having some sparseness for sure right now, especially right here. I plucked some of the edges here just to give me a more elongated shape with the actual pencil. So this is brand new from Glossier. This is their Boy Brow Arch, and this is a pomade pencil. I don't know if that's ever been done before. It probably has, correct me if I'm wrong. And it has one of those really cool arch shapes to it where it's it's got a real thin edge. And the problem with these is that they always go dull after you use them. But it actually came with this sort of side of one of the tips and you can just press it. I don't know if you're supposed to press it or if you're supposed to do this on it, but because it's a pomade, you can just sort of press it back into that shape against this edge. And it does give you a good shape, but it makes it kind of messy. You know what I mean? It makes it kind of messy. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to use that, but I like that they thought ahead about that because a lot of the times it's okay, it was sharp and now it's just not anymore. So I'm gonna use this very sharp edge to flick in some hairs and then use the fatter tip, I think, along the tail and then create a nice sharp tail with this. I have used this before and I do like it. However, I am just so much more of a liquid flick brush type of person over a pomade like this. If you have really soft brow hairs, you could use this and a regular brow gel with no problem. I have very thick, coarse brow hairs, so I need to use a very like laminating gel first, and then I need to use like a flick pen basically. But let's try it out. I don't know, for me it's like, if you use a laminating brow gel, I just don't know that you're gonna like this better than like a liquid product, because it leaves a little bit in the hair and it looks like little pieces of product, if that makes sense. And I'm just taking the fatter side and just kind of like shading it in, and then I'm gonna take the skinnier side down this way. Yeah, I mean, I would love this on dry, like if I had a perfect brow that I could draw in and then put the gel in, this would be great, but I always put the gel in first because my eyebrows are crazy. I guess what I'm trying to say is it leaves little bits of pomade in the brow if you use a laminating gel like I do. I still think it's nice, and the color range is unbeatable. You literally cannot find a range more extensive than this one. Like, it looks good, definitely, but the problem with this also was that it wasn't lasting because it's a pomade and it doesn't like stain the skin. And again, with these sort of like pen style products, they literally stain the skin. So, not to say that it doesn't look good, because it does. It's just not my absolute favorite because of how I use my brow products. So, c'est la vie. If you're more of like a regular ass clear brow gel girl, you might really like this. Okay, moving on. We are gonna prime the skin now. Merit has a new priming moisturizer. This is the Great Skin Priming Moisturizer, and I, spoiler alert, really like this. I love the Great Skin serum. If you've ever tried this before, this is such a great primer. It's actually oil-free, but it's a bi-phase toner, basically, that gives you like the most beautiful hydration on the skin. It doesn't pill. It's really beautiful. And this is basically a cream that gives you like a little bit of hydration, but a lot of blur to the skin, which I sometimes really want, like especially right here and on the chin and around the forehead. Like, something like this is a great way to really kind of pinpoint where you want a little bit of that blurring factor, but it also gives you that glow. I didn't think it was possible for them to make more noise, and they have somehow found another chainsaw. 2 chainsaws! This feels so nice. There's no pilling for me, and I did my skincare a while ago, and you really don't need much, like maybe 1 pump for the whole face. And it gives you a very natural glow, but also feels blurring to the skin. Like, if you needed something to go along with the actual skin tint that they have, this would be a great option. And I'm just kind of patting that into the skin. This is safe for sensitive skin. People have really been loving it, including me. It is a great priming moisturizer. Again, hydrating, but also gives you a little bit of that blur, which we all want, and I personally need. Next up is the very highly requested Patrick Ta Major Skin Hydrolux Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. This is a very expensive foundation. This was like $58. It's brand new from Patrick Ta, like literally brand new. Last year they released a foundation that was in their compact. I've since decluttered it because I did not like it, but it was just a really matte pressed foundation with a powder. It wasn't for me, and it gave me really crazy full coverage, which is just not my vibe. So I was really excited when this was announced because it is supposed to be luminous, it's supposed to be skin perfecting, it's supposed to be lightweight, and I have worn this once before and I did like it. I liked it. Here's the thing, and I'm just gonna put this directly on the skin and then use a larger brush to blend this out, and then use a sponge to kind of actually tap it into the skin, because I just haven't worn foundation in so long that I don't even remember how to put it on. But I like this, but I don't like it more than my everyday favorite foundations, which is the About Face foundation and the Hydra Glow from Makeup Forever. Like, makeup has gotten so good. Like, if this came out a couple years ago, I would be like, wow, this is the best foundation I've ever tried. Because foundation used to be so heavy, it used to be so matte, it used to be so cakey, and now it's turned into this like really beautiful, there's so many different ways you can make a foundation that, I don't know, they're all kind of good, and this one is no exception. Like, it is very good, but I already have two favorites that I don't know. I couldn't tell you why I like this less. I just know that I do. Does that make sense? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, I would recommend this, but I would recommend my HD Skin Glow or my About Face first. And I think it's just because, one, I've had a little bit more time with them, you know? But also, like, I knew immediately when putting on the HD Skin Glow that that was going to be a holy grail. Like, something about the way it felt on my skin, the way that it covered what it needed to cover while still being glowy and looking perfecting and giving me enough coverage without looking too cakey. Like, there's just really something very special about that foundation. And I think it's partially because it's a little bit thicker, so it really, like, looks hydrating on the skin. It sets so nice. And I find that this one, being as thin as it is, because it is quite thin, the glow goes away pretty quickly. Whereas with the HD Skin and the About Face one, they're almost like a cream. They're like a little bit thicker. Again, I think this is really pretty. I have worn it all day and it looked gorgeous by the end of the day. But I remember going outside and looking and being like, oh, this actually isn't very glowy. Like, I don't know, you can tell it looks very skin-like. It's got a nice light to medium coverage, and my shade match is dead on. This is shade 8 Golden, which is a little light for me in the summer, but I think in the winter it's gonna be perfect. And I will continue to wear this because I do think that it's very pretty and I know that it doesn't break me out. But I would be hard-pressed if it was like an event or somewhere I wanted to look my best. I think I would still push for my HD Skin Hydra Glow. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's this baby. It's so freaking good. If you wanna try, this is literally my favorite foundation. This is a great one as well. These are the two current obsessions of mine that I just have not been able to get over. Again, I think this is pretty, but it is not better than my favorite. That's all I'm gonna say. Next up, we have a new launch from MAC. These are the Studio Radiance 24-Hour Luminous Lift Concealers. I have two shades. Oh, I forgot to say, I did tell you. I'm in 8 Golden for Patrick Ta. For the MAC, I have NW15 and N12. NW15 is too dark for me, N12 is too light for me. We're gonna use both today. I was really, really excited about this because I love the Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. This was like one of my favorites before I got into the HD Glow. Like, I love this one. Very, very good. And I think the Studio Radiance line is just like so freaking unique and beautiful. So I will say again, I have tried this and I didn't love it. Like, I didn't have that immediate love that I wanted to. It's got a nice thick doe foot applicator. And I don't know, the fact that it's a 24-hour thing to me is just silly. I'm just gonna put a dot in the middle with the lighter shade and then have a dot of the darker shade out in the outer corner because that is what I wanna do. And I realized last time I did this, I used a brush to blend them and I felt like it looked a little bit dry and flat under my eyes. So I'm gonna try a sponge today and see if I feel a little bit different. I don't know, I used to use a sponge only. Like, I would only use sponges for my makeup, and then I don't know, like, I just started, I don't know, I'm getting lazy and not wanting to go to the bathroom and clean my sponges and put water in them. And so I started using brushes. Like, literally the past year, I think I've maybe used a sponge like twice. And I'm realizing like how much I'm missing out on different finishes of some of my favorite products because of that. So I am back on the sponge game. And like, this is pretty, but like, I don't know, I'm just not gagged over it. I think it's very light coverage, but if you're gonna give me light coverage, and this is just me, if you're gonna give me light coverage, it needs to be like glowy enough that it's going to bounce light off of the under eyes and like still look luminous and lightweight. And this just kind of looks flat to me. Like, it's called the Studio Radiance, and to me, like, there's no radiance. Maybe a little, but I don't know, I just love a good glowy. If you're gonna go lightweight, give me glowy, because glowy is gonna help, again, like these under eyes, like if you have light shining off of it, it's going to look so much brighter and lighter. And I just feel like this ain't doing that. Like, I think my under eyes look a little dull, and it could be because I don't have the right shade. Like, there could be a number of reasons for it, but I wasn't gagged, you guys. I was not gagged, and I thought for sure I would be. Well, there's a little paint smell. You know how MAC is with their products, but I like it. I don't know. Like, again, I just think there are so many good products out right now that, like, if you want to stand out to me, you have to be better than my favorite. And good luck, y'all. Good luck. Right now, I don't know. With concealers, I'm a little bit in a rut because I think I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The guys across the way, they broke one of their machines, and I'm like living for the drama because they're like, what the heck? Like, they're like pointing fingers about who broke it. The tea is hot. Anyways, with concealer right now, I don't really know where I'm at. Like, I've been trying different ones every day, basically. I'm back on my Givenchy game. I've really been liking this one from Tarte. It's their, like, reformulated Creaseless Creamy. That one is very pretty, but it is a little bit heavier. So, I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for a new one to blow me away, if I'm being honest. So, if you have any, let me know. I'm so excited about the new CL one coming out that is SPF 50. I think that Nikki knows how to freaking make a product, and she knows how to make a good, like, creamy coverage concealer. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so far, just to backtrack, we have the brows. We're feeling good about it, especially if you are a regular brow girly. Primer, love. Foundation, we like it. It's nice. It's way better than his last one. Concealers, skip. And now we're going to get into a brand new product as we get into contour, cream blush, or liquid blush, powder bronzers, powder blushes, all that jazz. We're starting with a brand new launch from a friend of mine. This is, sorry, we're like so zoomed in. This is from Scrandy Beauty, and this is their Snatched Contour Block. So this was created by Scrandy Beauty, and basically what it was made for was to help people who have crooked noses or crooked anything to contour easier. I have shade medium here, and I think the colors that she's chosen across the board are perfection. And I'm just gonna use, this is a MAC 270S to help blend this. I'm not gonna use too much of this because I really just wanna test it and show you guys just in case you are someone who likes contour. That's not really my vibe, but I love supporting small women-owned brands, so we're gonna use it. Basically what you do is you take the corner and you just, sorry, I'm like trying to look in the mirror and do this and show you guys, which is really hard. But you just make lines on the nose where your natural contour is, I believe. And then, you know, you can just kind of go crazy, like put some on the eye. Maybe we should try some on the cheekbone, a little on the chin, a little under the lip. All right, maybe some on the forehead. And let's blend this baby out. I'm gonna use this brush again to blend on the nose. It's funny because medium looks perfect for me on the cheeks, but on my nose, it's looking a little ashy. And then I'm gonna take a fluffier brush. This is a BK106 from BK Beauty, and just blend that up for the contour on the cheeks. Very blendable, very creamy. This color looks similar to Milk Makeup's, I think it's called Snatched or Stoke, which is my shade of their contour stick. And then under the chin, I'm just gonna give it a nice little blenderoo. Again, I'm not really a contour person. Like, I don't have time for a million steps in my routine, and if I do, it's gonna be a bronzer over a contour, but I know that a lot of people love contouring, so I wanted to make sure to show you that in case you felt like you were someone who needs help with contouring, because this is literally made for you. It's a perfect line. So kudos to Scrandy Beauty for another innovative product. You guys are killing it. Okay. Blush, guys, I really didn't know what to pick here because we have so many new blush launches, but I think I'm gonna go with the one that people ask me about the most. So of all the new blush launches of this past month, the one I've been asked about the most is the new Cali Ray Blurry Blushes. There was also a Live Tinted liquid blush launch and a YSL liquid blush launch. So clearly the vibe right now is all about liquid blushes, and creams have had their moment. Like, obviously the Rhode blushes were super popular, and I was thinking about putting those in this video, but I think that you guys pretty much have probably seen reviews on those at this point. Spoiler alert, I absolutely love them. So, you know, they're very, very good cream blushes, but I have noticed liquid blushes are absolutely having their moment. So I wanted to talk about these because they are very, very specific and very cool formula. So these are the Cali Ray Blurry Blushes. This is the full shade range here. So we have a nude, two very bright pinks, three very bright pinks, and then sort of like a super nude. I don't know. What am I saying? We have like a very light nude, a medium nude, three hot pinks. And I really like these, but I have seen that they are not really working super well on deep skin tones. For me, they all work. Obviously, everything works on me all the time, but I think because they have a white base, deeper skin tones are having a harder time with them not looking super white and ashy on their skin. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully they'll launch some deeper shades in the future, like soon, because even this deepest shade, which I've worn, is showing up a little funky on deep skin tones. So I'm gonna go in with shade Dope, which is the second lightest nude shade, because I've used some of the brighter shades already. When I say this is like the Rare Beauty blush, I mean it, okay? So you really do not need much to get the pigment that you want. I've made the mistake now of putting this on my face directly multiple times. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm taking it directly on my brush and I'm priming the brush with this product, and then I'm gonna go in on the skin, because you guys, these are so pigmented, like crazy pigmented. And this shade is not showing up crazy on the skin because it's a little bit lighter, so I might try it on the other side by dotting it. But this is gonna give you a more even blend anyways if you prime your brush like this. So these are called the blurry blushes because they are basically like a liquid to a cream to a matte, and they will not budge off of your face. Like, they will not budge. It is pretty amazing what they've done here. Like, you could rub water over them. You could try and take them off with your hands and they are not gonna budge. I have really enjoyed using these specifically on days where I was feeling like I didn't wanna wear a powder, because they're going over the area right here that for me is pretty big pores. So having a blush that can address that instead of a powder, I just put way too much on, is amazing. Yeah, Especially with the brighter shades, you guys, you can go overboard so quickly. So just keep that in mind. Do I like these? Yes, absolutely. They are a little finicky in the sense of, like, you know how I don't really use the Rare Beauty blushes because I just think they're too difficult to work with. These are almost to that level. They have a little bit more of a blendability to them and a little more time before they dry down. But man, they are pigmented, they're matte, and they are blurry. So the name, they absolutely live up to the name. I've been doing the boyfriend blush, which is like dragging it down here, as you can see, because I have redness down here anyway, so might as well. But if I ever feel like I've gone overboard, I just take my foundation brush and I just pop it over the edges. All right, now that we have our creams all down, let's put some powders on and talk about some of these newer launches. This product has been going pretty viral. This is new from Tower 28. It's their Get Set Blur powders. This is a pressed powder. This is their first powder that they've ever made. This is in the Palisades pink shade. This is not pink. To me, this is not pink. So, for example, this is my favorite pink powder from Huda Beauty, and this is in the shade Cherry Blossom. Sorry, it's really nasty. But I don't know if you can see how this one looks almost white compared to the Huda to me. And this is my favorite pink powder that's pressed. So it has a little bit of pink to it, but it's not pink enough for me. But people really, really are loving this, and a lot of people are just, I don't know. It's interesting because people will have like a huge dewy face and then put like one little thing of it and be like, oh my God, look. And it's like, any powder is gonna do that. Like, yeah, this one's gonna do it, but like you could put baby powder and do that, and it's gonna give you that effect. So take it for what you will. I do think this is a nice powder though. I'm taking a little puff. I'm gonna load it up. I love these little puffs. And I'm just gonna take this. I like them because it doesn't go over too much of the under eye. Like, I just wanna hit the under eye. I don't really want to hit the cheek because we already have a matte blush there. And this is a really nice powder. Like, I like it, and obviously you know how I feel about Tower 28. Like, I love them. I think their products are so good, and I love that they're safe for sensitive skin. Do I think this is the best pink powder? No. I think that the Huda is the best pink powder, personally, but that's just me. They have other powders too, like other colors, but to me, if I'm gonna use a powder, especially under my eyes, it's gonna be pink. So yeah, definitely mattifies, definitely gives that perfected look, but part of that is also from the blurry blush. So it's a good combo if you are extra oily especially. All right, let's get into a brand new powder bronzer from Dibs Beauty. This is the Duet Baked Bronzer Duo. This one is in Caramel Cappuccino. This is my perfect shade, and I think that these are a win. I'm just gonna say it so you know it. These are gorgeous. I'm gonna use this fluffier brush from Live Tinted. It's just a dual-sided brush. But for bronzers like this that are baked, You can't really go overboard. They're not gonna kick up too much, but because I missed out on bronzing because of the contour, I'm really gonna go crazy. And honestly, you could go on either side of these if you wanted to, but I think a mix is the prettiest. There are really beautiful shades for every skin tone in this line, and I'm pretty sure Dibs just launched at Ulta Beauty, so if you wanted to try it out in person, you could go in. But this has been my favorite product of theirs so far. Obviously, I love their dual-ended sticks. They're really, really nice. But in terms of a baked formula, like, this kind of reminds me of old school Laura Geller, and it smells a little bit like chocolate, which is fun and nostalgic, so I've been kind of grabbing for this like every time I do my makeup because I think it's just a really nice shade. And it works very well on me. So pretty. And talking about some more baked products, I don't have any other powder blushes that are new. Powder blushes, there hasn't been too many. I guess there was the Fenty ones, but I gave those away because I was like, I don't know, I just wasn't interested. My nose looks really red, and I know one of y'all is gonna comment on it, okay? I know. But the Fenty ones, to me, I don't know, I just wasn't interested. I'm like, again, if you're gonna release something new, it has to be better than what I already love. And to me, these Kosas powder blushes are still new enough for me to talk about with you. And I really, really like them. I'm, again, obsessed with baked products. If it's gonna be a powder, I'd like it to be baked. And I think the shades are really, really gorgeous. These are two of their peachier shades. We have Dreamland and Blissed. I think I'm gonna use Dreamland today to go over this sort of like, I think these are a good match. Although I am doing like a purple eye, but whatever, it's fine. I'm not going anywhere. Then we have some of the deeper shades. This is Swoon and this is Euphoria. Again, they look kind of similar, but very pretty. They have a little bit of like a highlighter effect in them as well. And then this one would be gorgeous on deep skin tones. This is Thrill. And it's like a nice reddish pink. So I'm gonna use the shade Dreamland today to go over this nude blush. And I will use a fluffy brush. This is Pat McGrath. It doesn't even have a name, but it's just a fluffy domed brush, which is great for these kind of products. And I'm just gonna swirl and tap in there as if I'm doing a Bare Minerals situation. I'm just gonna pat that on top. I don't have a highlighter for us today, although I do have the Say Rose Gold, so I guess I could grab that. But this does have a little bit of a highlight quality to it because it has like, I don't know if you can see, its veining is kind of like a little bit highlightery, which I think is so pretty. This is just a really nice nude, and sometimes I just want to go lighter with my look. Super pretty. It does give you a little bit of that glow, but for the most part right now, I am pretty matte. And honestly, that's fine. I think at the end, I can use a glowy facial spray, and we'll see how that goes. And for the record, I do really like the new Say Rose Glow Super Glowy Super Gel. I just think that the Star Glow one, I have a short on it if you want to see. I think the Star Glow one is just like a little bit better, personally. Okay, we're gonna keep it simple for the eyes, but I just wanted to call out that Kulfi has two new Zari eyeshadows. If you know me, you know I freaking love these. And I thought, let's just like pop them on and have fun, because again, I'm not going anywhere tonight. One shade in particular is Magical. So this one is Plum Pitaka, and this is just a plum shade. It's super, super pretty. It's more of like a satin shimmer, but this is in Sona Sona, and this is like a glitter topper, and it is the most intense glitter topper I have ever tried. Like, these have the coolest consistency to them, and I don't know how to show you like how perfect and glittery and beautiful this topper is. Like, it almost gives you more than the wet look because it's so shimmery, but it actually shows up gold and silver on the eyes. It's just, it's so pretty. So let's use both. Just why not? And I just like to use my fingers with these because they are a very cool consistency. And then if you want to blend the edges with a little brush, you can do that as well. So I'm gonna go in with Plum Pitaka. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. These are like, some of them are more of like a bouncy and some of them are more of like a cream. This one's more of a cream, so I'm just gonna blend a little bit on the back of my hand so it's not super pigmented on the eye. I just wanna go for like more of a wash today. And these are so easy to blend. And this shade is like a perfect sort of mauve-y purple. Really pretty. And I barely have any on my finger, and it's just giving me like this really nice warm wash, which I like. Or cool wash. Again, just gonna blend this on the back of my hand. You can see here, that's what it looks like at full pigment, but I'm just taking a little bit of that and blending that on the eye. Super pretty. Super pretty. Honestly, I barely wear eyeshadow anymore, you guys. You probably already knew that. And once these set, they will not budge. They are so great at that. The color stays true. There's no creasing. Like, they're absolutely stunning. And if you haven't tried these, highly recommend. They have a bronze shade. Like, they have some more wearable shades. They also have a bright green. They have a blue. They are awesome. Okay, then I'm going to take the Sona shade, and I'm going to just take the tiniest bit on my finger because these can go crazy. And I'm just going to tap this all over the lid to give it that sparkle. I mean, look at that. You see that? It's absolutely stunning. And I'm barely using it. Like, I'm just barely tapping into it. So if you wanted to build that up and have it be like a crazy gold sparkly look, you could. You could go crazy with it. So pretty. So pretty. I'm going to clean up a little bit of the edges here because we're looking a little sparkly in places we shouldn't be. But besides that, I am loving. Again, they will dry down and stay on for hours. And that is a little bit of a problem when you mess up because you ain't got nowhere to go. Which is a little bit of what I'm dealing with, but that's okay. I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer there. Just create a little bit of sharpness on the outer V. You can do that with concealer if you don't feel like blending in the moment, which I never do. Oh, I mean, that is absolutely, I don't know if it's showing up as pretty on camera as it looks in person, but this shade is seriously so special. Highly recommend you grab it. Can we talk about how plump and juicy my lips look now? My lips have completely sucked this up. They feel so good. And we're going to just remove anything that's left over because I have something exciting I want to show you. Okay, while my lips are drying, I'm going to talk about a few things. Well, one, I'm going to put on some freckles, which, hello, if you are new here, I make a freckle pen, I make a mascara, and I'm about to make a lip stain. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. So our Berry Freckle pen looks a little bit different from the last time you saw her. We have actually updated the packaging to match our chocolate dripped mascara, so the components look so much better together. And we also tightened the cap because I know that this was an issue for people. So the cap is going to click into place, no issues, no more mess. And so I wanted to mention that in this video because technically it is a new product because we have new packaging, and our drop is going to open, by the time this goes up, the drop will be on Tuesday of next week. So September 10th. So if you want to grab her, she will be available this month. It's so funny how much different this feels and looks on matte skin because I always have like a dewy makeup look, so I don't have to like worry about them setting too quickly, but on matte, it's giving stain. So cute. I love it. And same for the mascara. I wanted to just give you a quick update. Everything looks the same, but we actually thinned out the formula a little bit. That was the #1 piece of feedback that we had in our comments on the reviews, was that you guys loved it, but you felt like it was a little bit thick, like after a month. So we went back to the lab and asked them to thin it out just the tiniest bit. And I freaking love it. It still gives you that fluttery look, but it lasts longer in the tube as a fluttery mascara instead of like being fluttery for the first month and then being a little bit thicker. Obviously, tubing mascaras are generally a little bit thicker than regular mascaras, and because this is a natural bristle wand, it's gonna really rake through the lashes, but you can really get whatever kind of look you want with this mascara depending on how you build it. And it is just the perfect color. I love this mascara so much, obviously. It's mine. This is with and without. And with this eyeshadow, oh my god. Stunning. Stunning. It's funny because after I released this, I noticed a lot of companies releasing chocolate brown mascaras, which most mascaras that claim they're brown are more like, you know, gray. And now a bunch of them are actually brown, so happy to see it because brown eyes and green eyes, and we want real brown mascara. We don't want gray sludge and for you to call it brown, so love it. So pretty. Also, this is tubing, so it comes off with just warm water. It is the best. You're gonna love it. All right, while my lips have been drying, they've been drying because I am currently in the middle of the testing of my lip stains. These are 2 different SKUs of a lip liner stain that I'm developing with 17 people at Buble, 17 of my product testers, and we have had the absolute best time. We have our first meeting this upcoming week, and these are the 2 shades as of right now that we are working on. We have more of a reddish sort of like brick shade. Sorry, it's not focusing. And then we have more of like a deep brown nude. Both are absolutely stunning, and basically we decided to do this because people were using the Berry Freckle pen as a lip liner stain, so we were like, why not make more, give the people what they want, and these won't budge, you guys. They will not budge. You also don't have to peel anything off to get this to stay. It's gonna be precise. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna use the more brown shade to go with a little bit of this like purple eyeshadow that I have going on. Also, these have a transparent base, which means that all skin tones will be able to use them without them showing up like ashy on your lips. So good, I love it. And while this is setting, we can talk about what we're gonna put on our lips next. We're almost done, I swear. But these are new from Violet FR, and these are the Bisou Jelly Lip Shines. So basically what they did was they took their matte lipsticks, and we've all seen this before. They made a matte core and a hydrating outside. Usually it's the other way around. Usually it's a hydrating core and a matte outside. The problem I have with these, I think the colors are absolutely stunning. The problem I have with these is that the core sits lower than the lipstick, so all you're getting is like a ton of shine, but the actual lipstick color, I don't know if you can see, it's like divoted down into the lipstick, so you have to really press to get the color to show up on your lips, if that makes sense. Let's try the shade Aisha. Aissa? A-I-S-S-A. It is a, like, I can barely even swatch it. It's kind of like a berry tone with, again, like the core. Or should we try a brown? This is Aissa. Let's see, this is the brown in Bon Bon Caramel. That might be the vibe. That's Bon Bon Caramel. There. Then we have Bon Bon a la Rose. This core is pink, actually, or the hydrating outer part is pink, but I cannot get any color to come off on me. Like, it's basically clear, and I think it's because the in part is so far away. There we go. It's a pink shade, like a hot pink. And then we have Pomme d'Amour, which I think is also a bright pink, but more warm toned. I'm thinking the first one. I think I was right with my first choice. All right, here we go. Pretty. Pretty. I think that this is a good way to get me into wearing lipsticks. Like, I'm obviously just not a lipstick wearer, but having like a little bit of color on the lips is something that I like. And this is a good way to play around with a matte lipstick, quote unquote, without feeling like you have on like a really thick layer. So for example, like these don't dry super glossy. They dry pretty like satin to matte, and it's kind of like a more hydrating version of the Glossier Gen G lipsticks because they do have that like hydrating exterior, but they don't look crazy glossy. So I'm excited to play around with that more. I do want to top it with, again, this is the Beekman 1802 Omega Milk Lip Oil to give it that super glossy shine. And as you can see, the lip liner is still intact even after putting on a lipstick and a gloss. So pretty. Okay, we've got a real look going here, girls. My hair is like, I don't even know. The last time I posted a video, I doubt it was even close to being this long. Like, it is really starting to grow back out again, which I'm so happy. Guys, never let me cut my hair again. I mean it. If I talk about cutting my hair, I want you to comment and say, remember when you were like, don't let me cut my hair? And then refer to this video because I will try again. But I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I love my hair longer. Why do I always do that to myself? And I have these bangs I can't quite figure out. We're in the midst of a look crisis, but that is okay because the makeup looks so good. Overall, what I would recommend, I would definitely recommend trying the Dibs bronzer. That's like my #1 out of this whole thing. Obviously the Beekman lip oil, hello. We've talked about this like 4 times. It is absolutely gorgeous. It goes with every single lip look that you want to do. These are my 2 absolute yeses, and probably, the Zari eyes. These 3 are my yes, 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 and then obviously my products are obviously a yes, but you know, I make them, so I'm gonna leave them out of this list because obviously that's what I think. But these 3 are 1000% you should try. I would say, yeah, try them. As our second category would be the Kosas blushes, the Patrick Ta foundation, the Cali Ray blush, the Merit primer, and the Tower 28 powder. They're all like, yeah, it's good. And same with the Glossier eye. Like, there was nothing in here that I like really did not like. So take it what you will. Like, I think the look is really, really pretty. So yeah, honestly, everything was a win. The only thing that I feel like skipped is the MAC concealers. I feel like there's better out there personally. And I have gone through so many different concealers in different videos that you can look through if you want a recommendation. This was a lot, but honestly, it was so fun to play with makeup because it has been a while and I want to do some, like, I have even more stuff that I want to play with. So hopefully I'll be back soon. Can't promise anything, but my goal is to start posting at least like once every couple weeks. So happy to be back. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. I'm so excited to launch my lip liner stains. I think you guys are going to freaking love them. The goal is by 2025, so stick around. And thank you again to Beekman for partially sponsoring this video. The lip oil is absolutely a hit. And I will see you guys in the next one really soon. Bye.